Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I'm going to give you guys a bit of a rundown on Hearthstone's Battlegrounds. That's right, newly announced. I have a little bit of experience to share with you guys as I am a closed alpha tester for this game. I didn't play a whole lot or anything, but I did get a few opportunities to give some cross feedback with Blizzard in the past. So, I'm going to tell you guys about the game as I have maybe a bit more experience than most right now. So, what is it? Is it really Hearthstone Autochess? Did Blizzard really start making an auto chess game at this point in time? Mostly no, but also yes. So Hearthstone Battlegrounds is a auto battler in a way, but it functions off of Hearthstone's cards. It functions off of Hearthstone's mechanics. You're gonna know the game pretty well if you've just played Hearthstone before. I would say it's 90% Hearthstone, 10% auto chess. I think in terms of Blizzard's design, I think it's very smart for them to take this approach because all the other auto chess games right now on the market are very vanilla. They're just auto chess with very much the same rules. Hearthstone's take on this with Battlegrounds, it's actually quite different. If you're a real enthusiast in auto battlers, I think you're going to like it. And if you've ever played Hearthstone, I think it's worth checking out. So that's what it is. Maybe I've piqued your interest, and I'll get into a few more details about how a game typically plays through. But if you want to see more content for this play mode, and it is a game mode within Hearthstone. It's kind of like Arena, for example. It's not a standalone Blizzard game. It is very much Hearthstone in all aspects. If you want to see more coverage on this game, you guys can check out my stream. I'll be covering the game the best I can, the earliest I can, and I'll put up some more videos in the future, so subscribe and, do all that notification bell to know when it's coming out. We'll get it to you guys as fast as we can, but right now I'm just talking about my prior BlizzCon experience with Battlegrounds. So, how does it work? How does a game run? So, Hearthstone Battlegrounds is an 8-player game. You queue up and you pick one of 3 kind of classes, but you're really just picking the hero power. So it's very much like a normal hero power as you've been used to playing in normal Hearthstone. And I believe there's 24 right now, so everyone gets 3 unique options. So you have pretty large amount of variation game to game because the class identity is always going to shift. It's not like this is the best one and everyone picks it. Only one person has a chance, 1 in 3, to actually pick that. So I think you'll see quite a lot of dynamic gameplay if you play this game mode a lot, at least at the start. So when a game starts, you pick your hero power. Basically, you pick your hero, you pick your boss, something like that. I don't know exactly the terminology that will be used. And it works by basically getting units. Now in auto battlers, low tier units, they typically cost like 1 gold, and higher tier units, they cost more and more gold. Now, this is not the same in Hearthstone's take. All the units cost 3, and all the units are Hearthstone cards. Now, the majority of the cards in Battlegrounds are cards you already know. You've already played with them. You know exactly how they work, but some of them are added in just for this play mode, just to kind of balance things out, round things out, and give you a more fresh experience. You're not going to know all of the cards. There's still a lot of stuff to learn and explore. So the game starts with you picking up units, but they cost 3 gold each, so it's pretty important that you kind of know what you're doing. Unlike other auto battlers where you just freebie all the early units, it's not quite like that. You can fill a board with up to 7, and typically what you want to do at the start of the game is just fill your board, at least populate your board as well as you can. Now, the way a game works after the shop phase, the battle happens automatically. That's why it is an auto battler in Hearthstone in a way. The minions, they fight left to right, and they respect like taunt, for example. There's most of the keywords in the game kind of relate to this game mode. So minions attack from the left to the right. They hit taunts first. If there's no taunts, they'll hit a random minion. Things like Divine Shield, perhaps, on your first attacking minion is really powerful. Something like Poisonous would be really powerful on your first attacking minion to guarantee that first kill. There's a lot of strategies with that side of things. And the main 2 bundles of mechanics keywords in a way that you're going to want to understand are permanent buffs versus temporary buffs. Now, there's a lot of temporary buffs. They typically have to do with death rattles or just things spawning or dying in a way. Temporary buffs are things that happen during combat. So, for example, if there is like when you play a beast, you give it 3 attack. Now you can do that before combat and that aspect will be permanent, but if a beast dies and the death rattle spawns beasts, they'll get that buff, but those don't stay on the board. Buffs that happen in combat do not change the stats of your units permanently. However, buffs that happen before combat in the shop phase per se, those buffs last on the cards forever, unless you sell them, that is. So the way that works is take a card like Hound Master. Hound Master is actually one of the cards in Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Hound Master is going to buff a unit by +2/+2, and because it's a battle cry, it's going to happen in the shop phase, in the pre-combat phase. So this buff and the taunt keyword are going to be permanent. Now, Hound Master, it's not a card that you want on the board. So Hound Master is a unit that you would buy basically if you're playing beasts or amalgams, for example, and you want to just buff it and then sell Hound Master. It's a bit of a luxury, and you wouldn't want to do that unless you're pretty committed to that unit, because the 2/2 buff, if you sell the unit that you buffed with Hound Master, that makes buying Hound Master a bit of an economic waste. So there's lots of decisions, lots of play and counterplay as a result of knowing what you want to do and risking things on that or against that, seeing what your opponents are doing in a way. So lots of back and forth gameplay. I think you guys are going to love it. It's one of these things that the first time through, just exploring it, it's just so cool. In my perspective, it's kind of like almost a new expansion, because it's a whole new game mode. All the aspects are there to explore, lots of new cards, lots of things to do, lots of things to talk about, and on my side, lots of content to deliver. So that's what's up. Hearthstone's Battlegrounds is coming up, and I think I will be playing it for quite some time at least. Haven't played it for more than a few hours, but in the future, we'll see if it's a game mode that will last the test of time as Arena has, or if it's just fun every time they do a new update for a few weeks. That we'll have to see together. But for now, hopefully you guys are excited, and I hope you guys await the content to come.